After 10 long years of anguish, the family of Kentucky native Paige Johnson is celebrating the arrest of the person they believe is responsible for Paige's murder.
And now he has to, and everyone knows what I've known all along. I've been waiting for this day for almost 10 years, and it's a very happy day.
The family says from the day Paige went missing on September 23, 2010, at the age of 17, they've suspected the person who last saw her, Jacob Bumpass.
I filled up with so much joy when I found out he was arrested, because I've known from the very first day that he knew where she was and he wouldn't cooperate with us.
The only way that I know how to explain it is like a complete and total state of euphoria. I'm just so elated that he's finally been arrested, because we've always known from the beginning that he was guilty, but we could never call him a suspect.
Paige disappeared after going to a party with Jacob Bumpass 10 years ago. After the party, Bumpass says he dropped Paige off at this intersection in Covington. Paige was never heard from again, leaving her family and her then 2-year-old to wonder what happened to her.
Mr. Bumpass's cell phone never pinged off of any tower in downtown Covington. So there's no indication, at least, that his cell phone ever went to the area of 15th and Scott, where he claimed to have dropped Paige Johnson off.
While his story troubled investigators for years, Bumpass was never charged.
No one has been honest with police about their interactions with Mr. Bumpass, what he said, what he may have told them, where he may have been. His own family, his friends, his relatives have all thwarted police investigations at a number of different turns.
The case went cold, leaving Johnson's family to worry and wonder. Finally, in March, after nearly 10 years since she was last seen, Johnson's mother got the call.
I've been wanting to bring my baby home for so long, and now I get to.
Ohio's Claremont County Sheriff's Office said they were contacted by a person who said they found human remains in a wooded area. Police said Johnson's body was found near Williamsburg Township in the neighboring state of Ohio, about 30 miles east of where she was last seen. Investigators say they arrested Jacob Bumpass July 28th in Claremont County, Ohio, for tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse.
The tampering charge carries a possible penalty of up to 3 years in prison, and the abuse of a corpse charge carries a possible punishment of up to 1 year in prison. So Mr. Bumpass is facing up to a total of 4 years.
Officials say the case is still under investigation.
It is obviously possible that additional charges could come in the future, and certainly, if appropriate, and if the evidence ultimately develops, it would be our hope that someday we can pursue a homicide charge.
The family is hoping more charges are coming.
And he put us through so much pain. And I'm so thankful to God that he got the cuffs put on him and got put behind those bars.
All right, joining us from Cleveland, Ohio, criminal defense attorney Ian Freeman is with us tonight. Ian, here's my first, thanks for joining us. The first question I have, no murder or homicide charges here, and people may be a little confused because we've seen cases here on Court TV where there's been no body recovered, where they've charged someone with murder. Here they're saying the remains, we can't tell how she died, we can't charge with murder. What's going on here?
Yeah, so first off, Happy New Year, Vinny. Good to see you. I will say to you that in those cases where you don't have a body, there's other evidence, though, leading up, circumstantial evidence, direct evidence, that they did it. You just can't find the body. Here, they have the body. It's the exact opposite, but they're unable to prove who did it, how it was done, and so forth. If they charged it with a homicide or murder, a defense lawyer would have a very easy time, I think, at least raising reasonable doubt in the case. So, like the prosecutor said, if any additional evidence comes forward, he recognizes then and only then could they go forward with a murder.
All right, let's talk about some of the evidence they do have, and we're going to put a map up on the screen for folks to kind of explain what prosecutors do have in trying to put things together here. If you look on this map, you start with number 1, September 23rd, 2010. Bumpass says that he dropped Paige Johnson off at 15th and Scott Street in Covington, Kentucky around 1 a.m., but his cell phone never pings in that location. Now, same day, his cell phone does ping in Florence, Kentucky, where you can see it's the southwest of that area. Also, his cell phone pinging now across the state lines near East Fork at 4:15, between 4:15 and 4:30 a.m., his cell phone pinging near East Fork Lake. March 22nd, 2020, you see just a mile and a half from there is where Paige Johnson's remains were found in Claremont County, Ohio. So from my perspective, that is strong circumstantial evidence. I mean, he's lying about, or there's no evidence of him dropping her off or being in the place where he said he dropped her off. He was somewhere else. And then there's evidence that his cell phone is pinging close to where this body's recovered a decade later.
Yeah, but circumstantial evidence of what? Who else was in the car? Did they ever switch the car? Who killed her? You know, who was using the phone? And that's only with 2 seconds preparation, Vinny. You give a defense lawyer a year, a skilled defense lawyer a year to come up with all of the possibilities that are out there. You know perfectly well. Proof beyond a reasonable doubt is going to be really tough to be made. Yeah, is it suspicious? Sure. But does it pass for purposes of a conviction? I think it's going to be a tough day for that one.
All right, Ian, we're a little short on time tonight, but we appreciate it. Great to see you, my friend.
Of course.